What's going on, beautiful and amazing people? Dr. Genzo here with another duel video. Today we got Abyss versus Shaddoll Invoked. Abyss player is going to go ahead and start us off here by pitching a Nunu and sending a Zoha, the Ogdoadic Boundless, from his deck to the graveyard off Nunu's effect. Using Zoha's effect in the graveyard to send a card from his hand to the graveyard to add it back to hand. Looks like he's going to send a Curse, Ogdoadic level 8. Nunu's going to summon himself from the grave after he normal summons Zoha. Going to overlay both of those into a King of the Feral Imps. Activating King of the Feral Imps' effect to go grab any reptile from his deck. So he's going to grab a Nauya, the Ogdoadic Remnant. Nauya is going to activate its effect in hand to dump itself, to dump a light reptile monster from the deck. Looks like he's going to dump another Curse. And apologies for the glare. Next he's going to activate an Ogdoadic Water Lily, sending an Ogdoabyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord, and then summoning it from the graveyard since he has 5 different reptiles in the graveyard. So Water Lily let him summon. Looks like the curse I thought earlier was curse was actually an Alert. Aliert, or however you pronounce it. Next he's going to activate Curse's effect in the graveyard to summon itself. Then his opponent gets a summon from the graveyard, but since they don't have any, oops. Next, Curse is going to summon a Nauya. Nauya's effect is going to trigger on summon to let him search for an Ogdoadic spell or trap. The opponent not doing a very good job of hiding the fact that he has an Nibiru. But we'll see where this goes. Adding an Ogdoadic Hollow to his hand. Oh, it was an Aaron, the Ogdoadic King, it looks like, that he sent to the grave earlier. Setting 1, setting 2. Telling the guy to go ahead and Nibiru him if he's going to, which he does. Putting a dice for a token, but we'll have a better token later on, ladies and gentlemen. So you can actually see it as it kind of blends into the mat. And that token's going to be at 6,800 defense. Trying to figure out if there's any more plays he can make. Looks like there's none, so the turn will be passed. Magical Meltdown will then be activated. Adding an Alistair to hand. Normal summoning Alistair, the Invoker, using its effect to search an invocation. So he's going to grab an invocation. Linking it off for link 1. to an Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden. So shiny that you can't even see it. Totally not a glare. Next, activating an invocation. Banishing Alistair. And banishing the Ogdoadic Overlord. Summon an Invoked Makeba. Looks like Ogdoadics will have their work cut out for them, since he can banish willy-nilly with this deck. Using Invocation's effect to put itself back in the deck to grab an Alistair back from the banish zone, back to the hand. Chaining an Ogdoadic Hollow, trying to bait out the Makeba. Explaining what it does, as no one in their right mind would run this card, except for people looking to have a little bit of fun. Looks like it's not going to work, so Nadir is going to be activated. Sending a Shaddoll App Cologne. Or App Cologne, or however you want to pronounce it. The Shrimp. El Shaddoll Shrimp. Thinking it adds Alistair for some reason. Adding Ecclesia instead. Next, using App Cologne's effect to search. Adding a Shaddoll Schism. And pitching a Shaddoll Squamata off the effect of App Cologne since he has to discard. Choosing to use a DBS card for a token instead of the dice. Then Squamata's effect's going to go off, letting him dump a Shaddoll card from his deck to the graveyard. Looks like he's going to dump the bane of the Ogdoadic player's existence, the one that he forgot about, Nail Shaddoll Ariel, letting him soul release 3 cards from the graveyard, banish 3 cards from any graveyard. So a little mini soul release, and it looks like the guy's not playing Ogdoadics anymore, because they are all gone. Specialing the Ecclesia, then using its effect to search for any Dogmatika card. Adding a Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis. Setting a card. Wonder what it could be. Probably the Schism. But you never know, it could be something different. And passing the turn, but on end phase, Elixir of Scarlet is going to activate, special summoning an Eldlich from the deck. And it looks like Makeba will not negate that, as he has no traps in hand, it seems. Otherwise, that would definitely be a prime Makeba negate. Drawing his next card. Trying to figure out his next possible play here. Linking off tributing the token and the Eldlich to normal summon Amnesia, the Ogdoadic Queen. Using Nunu's effect in the grave since he controls an Ogdoadic now to summon itself. Pitching the Nunu that he has in hand for Nunu's second effect to dump a light. Or a dark, sorry. Thinking about the Nalia, deciding better of it. Being a smart player and dumping the Eldlich. Or however you want to pronounce it. These are really hard to pronounce. I liked it better when they were Abyss, just like everybody else does. Next up, using Eldlich's effect in the grave, tributing the Nunu for cost to summon itself. And then the opponent will get a monster back from his grave. Looks like he forgot to banish the Nunu, as Nunu's effect, if you summon from the graveyard, he would be banished if he leaves the field. Using Eldlich's second effect on summon to put 2 of his banished monsters back in his graveyard. Deciding to put Zoha and Curse. Using Curse's effect now, tributing the Eldlich to summon itself, and then the opponent can summon a monster from their graveyard, but its effects will be negated. Opting not to special. So Curse will then get its second effect to summon any level 4 lower reptile from the graveyard. Summoning a Zoha, using Zoha's effect to make the opponent draw 1, and then he searches for an Ogdoadic monster. Adding a Nalia to the hand. Pitching Nalia to pitch a light type. Pitching a second Curse. Using Ogdoadic Hollow now, tributing the Zoha to special summon a monster out of the opponent's graveyard, but send it back to grave when it leaves the field. Special summoning the Shaddoll Squamata. Then Aminisha's effect will go off. When a monster special summoned from the opponent's graveyard, she can send 1 card they control to the graveyard. Looks like makeup is going to be chained to her. Sending a Shaddoll Dragon for cost. Then her second effect will trigger whenever he sends Shaddoll Dragon to special summon a light or dark reptile from his graveyard. Whenever a card is sent from the opponent's hand or deck to the graveyard. So he's going to special summon Nalia. Aminisha gets banished. Nalia's effect will then go off. Search for an Ogdoadic Water Lily. realizing that all of his big stuff has been banished by the Nail Shaddoll Aerial and such. And looks like the dragon effect was forgotten to have well, no, never mind, it's cost. Ignore what I said there. Activating Ogdoadic Water Lily. Sending a Nunu to the grave. Realizing he has 5, so he's going to summon back Eldlich. Or thinking better of it. Deciding to summon back the Eldlich. Overlaying the 2 level 8s into a Dingirsu. Dingirsu is going to target the back row, and then Fleur is going to be chained to negate the Dingirsu. Trying to figure out what his next move is here. Overlaying the Shaddoll Schemata he got from his graveyard and the Yugioh. Into a number 39 Utopia. Intending to go in the lightning, but first asking if there's any response. Realizing Schism says that you can use from field as well, so he's going to go ahead and activate that. Banishing the Nibiru and the dragon. We're summoning an El Shaddoll Construct. Then using Schism's effect to send the Utopia to grave. Schism is such a strong card. It's ridiculous. And then using Construct's effect. To send Shaddoll Hedgehog. Then Shaddoll Hedgehog's effect to let him search for any Shaddoll monster. Adding a Shaddoll Beast. Realizing options are few and far between, he's going to go ahead and swing at the Artemis with Dingirsu for 1800 damage. Then entering into main phase 2. Going to go ahead and go into Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. And Zeus will say that's a pretty board you got there, but let's go ahead and get rid of that. Gonna go ahead and activate the Zeus, knowing the fact that Ogdoadic Hollow will also send his Zeus to the graveyard, since it's sent to grave, but deciding the board wipe is worth it. Using Shaddoll Construct's effect to grab Schism back. Gosh, they're such a ridiculous deck nowadays. It's crazy, the recursion. On end phase, activating the effect of Elixir of Scarlet to set a Huaquero of the Golden Land. Drawing for turn. Normal summoning an Alistair, and then using that effect to grab an invocation. Activating the invocation, banishing Alistair. Looks like he's going to decide to banish the Eldlich, but the Eldlich was set aside for some reason. So he's going to pick the Utopia first, but then the problem will be corrected and he'll banish Eldlich later, since Eldlich was hidden under a card placed to the side. Into a Invoked Makeup. There's the Eldlich, so we're just going to switch those out. Nothing to see here, gentlemen. Activating Shaddoll Fusion now. Fusing Shaddoll Windy and Shaddoll Beast. Into an Shaddoll Winda. Shaddoll Windy is going to let him special summon from the deck face down a Shaddoll Squamata. Then he'll draw a card off Beast. Using Invocation's second effect, put itself back in the deck and grab Alistair. Attempting to swing with Winda first. Activating Walk-Arrow. Windy's going to crash into Walk-Arrow, and then Make a Bull hit him for 25. Setting 2 and passing the turn. Drawing for turn, praying for a Lair of Darkness, does not get it. And staring down the barrel of a Winda, not looking too great. Looks like that'll be the game. Should all get it.